Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. John Owen talks about sports and movies. Thank you for checking out today's video. I always appreciate the support. Let's get into it. So today is Super Bowl Sunday. It's the biggest day of the year in America. So we got the Chiefs versus the Eagles. The Chiefs are trying to go for a three-peat, make history, and then we've got the Eagles, a very talented and familiar foe for the Chiefs. We also have the Kendrick Lamar, and this is a halftime show. So today's video, we're going to do a Super Bowl 59 preview with a quick blip about the Kendrick Lamar and says halftime show, what I kind of expect, what I hope to see. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe so you never miss out on any of the fun. Leave your thoughts down on what you think is going to happen in the game. Who do you think is going to win? What do you think will be important? All that good stuff. Without further ado, let's get into it. So first, just quickly, I'm going to talk about the halftime show. I am stoked for this halftime show. Kendrick Lamar and SZA were both my top 5 for Spotify artists this year, so I adore and love both of them so much. Just some songs I expect to see. Definitely songs where they've collaborated with each other. So All the Stars, Gloria, Luther. Definitely expect those. Not like that. Those are the two Drake disses I expect him to play. Humble, DNA, and any of his big hits off of Damn, Mad City, I think would be incredible live. And then as far as some SZA songs, I think definitely Kill Bill, and then some other of her big songs. The Weeknd, I'm sure she'll play. Probably Snooze, I feel like that would be a good one, or F2F live. I love Nobody Gets Me, but I don't know if she'd play that. But I'm super, super pumped for the show, almost as excited as I am for the game. Without further ado, let's actually get into some team breakdowns and the keys to the game. So let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs. So the new league's evil empire, everyone's very familiar with the Chiefs. You know, you've got Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid as the trio that's leading this organization on their attempt to be the first team to ever three-peat, which is kind of insane to think. I think the Chiefs, the NFL is the only sport out of the big four in America that doesn't have a three-peat and that has not had a team three-peat. So I think that's incredible. But regardless, you know, Travis Kelce on offense, they added Xavier Worthy and D-Hop this year. Xavier Worthy did a draft. D-Hop to a mid-season. Re-signed Kareem Hunt mid-season. He's been great filling in for Pacheco. So now having both of them is a really good, interesting dynamic. They still got Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Joe Thuney on the offensive line. Joe Thuney's been really solid since they've kicked him out the tackle to kind of try to resolve that situation. On defense, you got Chris Jones, who once again has been the best defensive lineman in football since Aaron Donald has retired. You also got George Karlaftis and then Trent McDuffie at corner, Justin Reid at safety, and Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill linebackers. This is just a really, really good, solid team all the way around. I mean, you've got the best quarterback, the best coach, the best assistant coach, and potentially when he retires, the best playoff receiver ever. So it's a pretty good recipe for success, and it's the reason they've won 3 Super Bowls and won back-to-back and been to another one. So this year they won the AFC West again. They've won the division every year that Pat's been the starter, and they were able to lock up the number 1 seed. They beat Houston in the divisional round despite getting outgained, losing the turnover battle. There was a lot of controversy in this game as far as calls, but that's always with the Chiefs. Pat's heroics just kind of put this game away. And then in the AFC Championship game, they had another all-time classic versus the Bills, but as always, they were able to prevail. The Eagles. So I think the Eagles have the best roster in the league. I really do. I mean, they are stacked with talent. I definitely think they're more talented than the Chiefs. So this is gonna they're gonna match up super, super well. And it's some of the same familiar pieces from the last time these two teams met, but I do think they're better than last time, despite not having someone like Jason Kelce and Brandon Graham around. But you still have A.J. Brown, you still have Devontae Smith. They're great. Dallas Goedert's been good as well. And then you add Saquon Barkley, who just won Offensive Player of the Year this year, rushed for 2,000 yards. That snow run where he's like tapping his helmet. He took over the Rams game. He took over the Commanders game. He's just putting together an all-time post. He's really put together an all-time postseason for an offensive player, truly and legitimately. Defense, they've just crushed it in the draft, especially this year, getting Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. I mean, incredible. They've revamped this defense, who was horrible last year. Zach Bond's broken out, getting Hassan Reddick. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter have come into their own as far as defenders as well. So this is, and I'll say it again, this is the most talented team in the league. They won the NFC East again. I think they're the first. No, I lied. They still have not had a back-to-back champion in this division in a long time. And then they beat the Packers in Lambeau. Kind of like not the most impressive game, but still were able to. It's just kind of out. Rams game in the snow that I mentioned once more. Absolutely incredible. Saquon just totally took that game over. He totally shut the game down by himself. And then in the NFC Championship game, they just beat the living hell out of the Commanders. Rushed for 7 touchdowns, most ever in a championship game ever. And to advance to Super Bowl 59 to potentially vanquish and get revenge for their Super Bowl loss 2 years ago against the Chiefs. So keys to the game. First, we'll do Chiefs offense versus the Eagles defense. I really think. Oh, and another person on the Eagles I want to mention is Darius Slay, but we'll get to him. We'll get to him. Big game Slay. But I really think the Chiefs' ability to run the ball in this game, I think, is going to be really key. Of course, it's like very obvious, but Philadelphia's a great defense, and I don't expect the Chiefs to just come in here and just be able to run over them, but they've been effective enough running them. I think that will be able to open up their quick game, their medium game. They don't really have like a deep game right now. They don't really do that, especially because of the prevalence of cover two defense that's ran in the NFL, pioneered, or this cover two revolution pioneered by Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, which has forced the Chiefs to kind of shift down a few gears and run a very different type of offense than what we saw in the early years of the Pat. But yeah, I think running the ball is going to be key. I think someone like Juju Smith-Schuster or Noah Gray is going to have to take some pressure off of Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins just because they have so many guys. They've got Darius Slay, Cooper DeJean, and Quinyon Mitchell. Like they've got 3 really great corners, defensive backs. So I think they're going to have a third receiver step up. I think the Chiefs line is going to be imperative in this game, obviously, of course. But since kicking Joe Thuney out to tackle, the interior has not been as solid as it was when it was Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Joe Thuney, and I think that the Eagles will probably be able to use Hassan Reddick on the opposite side of Joe Thuney, match up Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis against the other guard that's not Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, and really create some chaos potentially for the Chiefs. So I really, really do think that interior offensive line play and run game and a third receiver are going to be the key for the Chiefs to be able to move and score in this game. And then on the flip side, I think the thing the Chiefs have got to do if they want to win this game is stop the run game, which has been nearly impossible against the Eagles, especially whenever you account for the RPO and read option stuff that Jalen Hurts and Saquon are both able to run. I feel confident enough. I feel okay about matching up against Devontae's or the Chiefs' chances to match up against Smith and Brown. Not having Tre'Davious Ward is not as great in this game as you would like. You would love to have Trent McDuffie and him against these 2 great receivers, but I think as long as both of them aren't just like absolutely eating, I think the Chiefs will be able to kind of storm the tide. I don't expect the Chiefs to just shut down the Eagles. I think if they just kind of like ride the tide, be able to brave the storm and limit them without stopping them, I think that will be able to increase their chances. I think Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill are going to have to be really, really, really great this game. They're going to have to be really damn good, especially as they navigate the RPO and read option elements that the Eagles have. I think they'll be the most important defensive players today. And who do I think is going to win? I legitimately think this game will go either way. It's the first time we've ever had a pick'em spread in the Super Bowl where the spread's 1. So this game's literally a coin toss. I think the Eagles are certainly better. The Chiefs are more experienced. But I just am not going to pick against the Chiefs. I'm not going to bet against Pat. And I think they're going to go ahead and win today and be the first team to 3-peat ever. And I think the final score is 30-28 Chiefs. Thank you so much, guys, for watching today's video. I always appreciate the support. Make sure you check out the link content above. And have a great day. Thanks.